Good afternoon, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Quite a short video this Wednesday, and I'm sorry that there was no video last Wednesday. I've been really busy these last couple of weeks. Hopefully there won't be too many of those moments moving forward. But anyway, two things that I want to talk about today. The first is that I'm doing a Q&A next Wednesday. I've only ever done two Q&As before. I did a 1,000 subscriber Q&A and a 5,000 subscriber Q&A. My channel doesn't grow fast enough for me to wait until I've got 10,000 subscribers to do another one, so I thought might as well do one for 7,500. So firstly, thank you, but I'll talk more about that in that video. But yeah, if you have any questions for me that you'd like me to answer, or things that you've wondered, or maybe you just want to tell me I'm a prick, that's all fine. Down in the comment section there, let me know your questions there, and I will do my best to answer every single one of them. I say that every time I do a Q&A that I'm going to answer every single one, and I do, but I always forget how much I waffle when I talk or when I'm answering a question. There are loads that I could probably answer with like one word, but then I go on for 5 minutes, and then I end up editing together a 45-minute long video answering everyone's questions. So hopefully I'll be a bit more streamlined in the process this time. The second thing is just a sort of general update on my music release schedule. If you're unaware of what I'm talking about, I'm releasing a new piece of instrumental music every 3 weeks until the 27th of December. I'm really enjoying it. It's great fun. The last one that I released was He Is My Heart, and then next week I'm releasing Be At Rest. I finished writing, I'd say, about 80 to 85% of all of the music. Now, some of the tracks are definitely nowhere near ready because I haven't started mixing them yet, but I'm making good progress. I like having lots of stuff that I've already done ahead of me so I don't start panicking. I try to make sure that they're all a bit different from one another, you know? I mean, they all have a similar sound in terms of I'd like to hope that I've been able to inject a bit of my own sort of sound and personality into the music, hopefully, I guess. I don't know, I don't really have the authority to comment on that, but some of the tracks are very ambient and ethereal, some are really orchestral, some of them have got like weird ambient hip-hoppy drums going on in them, so I'm really excited for them all to be released. And on that note, I'm kind of curious, if you are someone who listens to and enjoys my music, what do you prefer? Like, do you prefer the stuff that's more orchestral or ambient and minimal, or do you prefer the stuff that's got a bit more sort of constructive substance to it, you know, things with actual beats? I'd be really interested to know. Anyway, yeah, so the tracks, I've basically got a track list for them all now. Bear in mind, the order that I'm reading them out to you may change. So Switzerland was the first track that I released. It technically wasn't part of this one track every 3 weeks thing that I'm doing, but I'm kind of including it because it basically is. And then we had In Flight and He Is My Heart came out a week and a half ago. The 23rd of August, I'm releasing a track called Drench, which is sort of synthy, Nils Fram, Olaf Arnold string sort of vibe going on. 13th of September, I'm releasing a track called The River Severn. If you're a fan of Port Blue, I'm hoping you'll really like that. On the 4th of October, I'm releasing a track called The Princess and the Astronaut, which is one of the pieces of music I'm most proud of ever writing. It's sort of a cross between neoclassical, contemporary, orchestral music and ambient music as well. So the reason that it's called The Princess and the Astronaut is I was playing a demo to Dav, and he was saying to me that parts of it sounded like they belonged on a period drama, but also there are these weird spacey synths that come in. Yeah, The Princess and the Astronaut I thought was a better name than Neil Armstrong reads Jane Austen. On the 25th of October, I'm releasing a track that is at the moment called Fractal, but with a question mark at the end of it. I might change the name, that just sort of came to me one day, but that's a very sort of ambient / chill step track. So that's got a lot of rhythm to it. There are these kind of weird organic beats made from weird sounds and all that kind of stuff. On the 15th of November, I'm releasing a very delicate, minimal piano composition, primarily called A Whisper. On the 6th of December, as winter is sort of closing in, I've got a track called On the Iceberg Expressway, which is another more beat-driven, chill-steppy, vibey track, but it's also got a whole load of weird, swirly Arctic synths. You know, I wanted it to sound cold. And then on the 27th of December, the final track comes out, and that is called Home, but I might change that. It might be a bit too boring. It's a very overindulgent track. I had so much fun producing it and writing it, and mixing it I'm still doing, and it's an absolute nightmare because this is a full orchestral piece of music. It's huge and bombastic. It's not like that all the way through though. I wanted to incorporate different elements of all the tracks that had been released prior to this one in this one track. It's I think about 6.5 minutes long, so it's quite a big one. There's big orchestral moments, there are quiet orchestral moments, there are also synth stuff, there's ambient stuff as well, big Hans Zimmer-esque drums and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, it's really fun. But that's just a sort of fun celebration of finishing releasing all of this music. Oh, and the like really big finish on it, I was inspired by the end of like Mahler symphonies, so it gets completely ludicrous, but it was just so much fun to write. So that's it. Those are all the tracks that I'm releasing over the next few months, and there's also one from the vocal EP, but I don't have a name for that yet. So yeah, that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. Like I said, questions for the Q&A next week down in the comments there. Be sure to hit follow on Spotify to keep up to date with all the music that I'll be releasing, and I hope that you're excited to hear it. I'm certainly excited to release it. It's been really, really good fun, and it's not over yet, I suppose. Thank you very much for watching. I really do hope that you've enjoyed this. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you very soon.